Hi guys, in this video I'm gonna go over the basics of Visual Studio Code. If we never met before, my name is George Shamon and I'm starting to make videos about HTML and CSS web pages, how to edit them, how to create one from scratch, and how to use templates. So first thing you need a code editor, and my favorite one, and it's one of the best recommended editors, is the Visual Studio Code. So I'm gonna start it now. It's right here. So this is Visual Studio Code. I'm gonna go over the basics here, and in the future videos I'll go more over other elements you need to work with HTML, CSS web pages. So this is the main screen of Visual Studio Code, and at first it looks a bit complicated, but it's not. It's easy and it's simple once you get used to it, once you start creating folders and files and typing codes and making changes. So let me go over the first, the top menu. You have the file, edit, selection, view, go, run, terminal, help. So usually the file, once you create the files and the folders, you don't have to go back to the menu. But I just want to go over the basics. So if you look at file, you click the left click file, and if you want to create a new file, a new open folder, open file. So it's self-explanatory, and you're not gonna use every single one of them. A lot of them I don't use. And if you move over to the edit, undo, redo, cut, copy, paste, find, replace, it's very similar to other software. When you look at the menu, it's self-explanatory, but you don't have to use every single one of them. You look at the selection. I never used this. View, I never used it. Actually, yeah, I never used it. The go, the run. It can get complicated with if you want to use all the options, but I am a beginner. I start using it, so I'm not in a process of debugging and typing commands at the terminal. But what's good about it, it will give you the error messages on the bottom here. It, as on this counter, it says no problem. Now it says 0. If you have problems, it'll give you 1, 2, 3. It depends how many you have. And once you click on them, you're gonna be able to read each one of them, and the system will help you what number, what line number is the problem. So I already created some of the web pages on my for my website. So if you look at this one, it's under georgekc.com. It's a folder, and this is my main website. If you go on the internet and you type georgekc.com, enter. This is my website. It's a simple website. I'm still working on it. I have to add some video and some pictures, but it's very basic, and it's a good option if you're starting with HTML, CSS. It's not that complicated. So so this is the main page, index.html, and these are other pages: the about me, the contact, the portfolio, the privacy. They're not all full yet, but I'm working on them. But the intention of this video is to show you the overall dashboard of Visual Studio Code, and it works on Linux, on Mac, and Windows. So you can use it on most of the desktop or laptop computers you have. So one more thing here is the extension. If you look at the left column here, there's those 4 squares. If you click left click on them, Visual Studio Code have a lot of extensions, and it depends what kind of language you're using, because you can use it for other programming languages. It's not only for HTML and CSS, so markup and styling languages. Um, uh, it's gonna show you what's installed, and it's gonna show you if you need a specific extension, you can install it. You can look for it and install it. Myself, I don't use a lot. All what I need is the live server. What's nice about the live server extension, it shows you instantaneously the screen as you change the code. Once you make a change, it's gonna show immediately how it's changing on the screen, on a web page, in a browser, and it's in a local browsers, so it's not on the internet. So you can make changes and you can edit it and you can create it before you upload it to your website. And there's another one, which is the HTML5 boilerplate. The boilerplate is because every time you create a web page, it's gonna got it has those codes, doc type HTML and the head and the header. Instead of typing those every time, you just if you have the boilerplate installed, you just have to enter find boilerplate or enter question mark and hit enter, and the system will populate everything you need on the top between the header, between the doc type HTML tag and the header. So then you have to add more information about the content, the description, etc. So let me show you what does the live server does. This is one of the most important extensions I use, and a lot of people use it too. So let's say I'm looking at the about me .html page. So if I right click and it says open with live server and I click on it, it's gonna show you the page on a local machine. That's why it says 127.0.0.1:5500 about me.html. So now anything I make, any change I make to this page in a code, it's gonna reflect on this one here. You're gonna see it here. So let's say I'm gonna delete the hi from the top line. Let me see. It says hi, I'm George. So let me see. If I delete the hi and the comma, and you look at it now, it did it instantaneously. You don't have to refresh, you don't have to do anything. It'll just give you your code, what it produced, what result it produced on the screen. And then you'll decide if you want to upload it to your website. So another option is important, is the autosave. It's check marked here. So once you check mark this one, autosave, as the name implies, it's gonna save whatever code you change. You don't have to go up to file and save. It just does it by itself. And this is an option. Some people may not use it, but I like it. Whatever you do, it's gonna auto-save it. I don't have to hit save or go to the file. But the drawback is that you're not gonna be able to revert it unless you hit maybe Control Z, I think you hit. And let's see what else. So this is the basics. Another thing, I think I mentioned it. It's gonna show you the line and colon. Where is the cursor? So if it tells you, let's say there's an error on line 47, there's numbers on the left side. You'll know where to go. It's gonna give you the number, and then you'll follow. You'll know where to find it. And I mentioned that if you have any problems with your code or things don't make sense, sometimes it'll give you, like if you forgot, let's say a semicolon, a title tag, a lot of mistakes. if you made a lot of mistakes, it's gonna show you how many mistakes you make, and you can fix them, and it will show you how many on what line. That's very helpful, you know. So also the Visual Studio Code, it's not the only code editor. There's a lot of code editors, but I like this one. I got used to it, and it's got everything I need. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please submit them in a comment about the Visual Studio Code. And in the next videos, I'm going to be talking about other elements you need when you work with HTML and CSS pages. For example, how to upload FTP uploading, when you FTP your pages to your website, to your web hosting. You're going to be using an FTP server, client and server software. Next time I'll talk about that. And then the third time, I think the third video, I'm going to be talking about the web hosting. This way you'll have an idea about the Visual Studio Code, the FTP server, and how to upload web pages. And then you look at the web hosting account. So these are 3 elements that you will need if you want to work with HTML, CSS pages. So if you have any questions, please submit them in the comment, and I will appreciate it if you give me any ideas on what you're looking for the next time. If you have any problems, or what do you like to know, this way I'll have an idea to make more videos. Thank you.